Here we go. Hello, I'm Barry of Feldman Creative, and I have a special guest today. He comes to us by way of this internet connection, and all the way from Helsinki in Finland. His name is Pekka Koskinen. Hello, Pekka. Thanks for being here.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Well, this man is a startup maniac in the B2B SaaS space, and I thought might make for an interesting interview on Feldman Creative, since so many of my clients actually are in B2B and specifically in SaaS, often actually in marketing products. And Lead Feeder is Pekka's new venture, his fourth, and therefore we're on the right path. We're going to talk about marketing SaaS companies like Lead Feeder. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Lead Feeder to get started?
Yeah, so Lead Feeder is an online tool which helps you generate leads for your sales team. We offer B2B companies a knowledge about which companies have visited on the web page and what they have done there. So the problem we are solving is that only like 2% of the website visitors leave their contact details. But based on the IP address, we can tell from which companies the rest is from. And by connecting that information with your CRM information, you are able to see how your existing customers, how your ongoing deals, how new prospects visit your website, what they do there, and this way generate more intelligence and effectiveness to the sales team.
Yeah, wow. I've written about Lead Feeder. It's an interesting product, and I've tried it too. And I do get the trial or the free version that tells me some information. So I guess we'll talk a little bit about the differences. What about prior to Lead Feeder? I mentioned this is your fourth time out, and you still are invested in and advising and own other software companies. So tell our listeners a little bit about some of these other initiatives.
Yeah, so this is in fact my second startup in the web analytics space. So I founded my first startup in 2004. It was a web analytics company called Snoopy, and it was at the time when there wasn't yet Google Analytics. So that tool just told how many people you have on your website, what do they do there, where do they come from, and typical web analytics stuff. And I ran that company for 8 years. We were growing really fast. We became one of the fastest growing tech companies in Europe. And in 2012, I ended up selling that company. And by then it was around 60 people working there. And then since I knew the web analytics space and I knew what was missing, I found this opportunity with Lead Feeder to build this sales tool on top of Google Analytics, and then started the company. I took a couple of years a bit easier, and now like the last 4 years I've been really building the Lead Feeder business.
Okay, so Lead Feeder's 4 years old?
Yeah, approximately. Yeah.
But you have a brand new website, right?
Yeah, we did this. I think this is the third version of the website we are having.
In your bio, it says you are a startup sauna coach. That's an interesting description of whatever it actually is. What is it?
Yeah, in Finland, all the big business deals are made in sauna, of course. So it's like
Saunas?
yeah, saunas.
Okay.
So well, just kidding. So startup sauna is a startup acceleration program in Helsinki. It's a 6-week program, and there's 15 teams selected from around 1,000 applicants all around Scandinavia and Eastern Europe, and then they come to Finland, and we coach them for 6 weeks. So I'm very involved, helping them with everything related to building a business from scratch. Marketing, sales, business model, pricing, product.
Okay, well, that has to include, I would imagine, marketing and what is often called growth hacking, right? Engineering, marketing programs in SaaS environments. So Oh, that's probably why somebody would watch this interview. So let's get to that. You know, if you're a mentor and you've been there 4 times yourself, and you've got yourself quite a bit of momentum with Lead Feeder, so you must be doing something right. If you look back, or even if you look at other companies, are they doing something wrong? I mean, the question I guess is, have you learned from your mistakes? Like B2B SaaS companies often make the same mistakes.
Well, how I try to do things is like really pragmatic order. In the beginning, when you don't have anything, like well, the only way you can drive traffic to your website is basically like buy AdWords or Facebook marketing. So because you don't have anything else, and what I see many times is that people are not putting much enough effort in analytics. So how we did it is that we started from the beginning to really track what is the cost per conversion that we are getting, and then when we were adding other traffic sources, we already had the tracking in place. And I would say that putting the tracking in place in the early phase, and then making sure that all the traffic sources are tagged with UTM tags, for example, so you can identify the sources is really important. And for me, this is kind of like the only way to do this, but I still see many B2B companies not using analytics when they are doing marketing. I cannot really understand how you can manage your internet marketing without knowing what's happening. So
Yeah, right. And Lead Feeder itself is kind of a tool for that, helping you understand who came to your website.
kind of, yeah, but like Lead Feeder is for sales guys. It's for identifying who's there. But then if we talk about like how to drive quality traffic to the website, then like Google Analytics probably is the most important tool there. But what I see many times is that companies have just installed Google Analytics on the website, but it's not configured well. You need to have goals, funnels in place. We are using a lot of custom segments in Google Analytics to analyze like how our existing customers are using our website compared to the new people that we are getting to the website.
All right, so it all starts with traffic, and when you talked about it just now, you talked about paying for it with your accent. I think I heard you say AdWords and
Yeah.
and Facebook. So obviously, two places with massive audiences and well-known advertising programs, but those cost money. And so you want to do something you want to do something organically to keep the budget in check, right? So what could you do to create organic traffic as a B2B SaaS startup?
Yeah. So that's true that once you go forward, the paid advertising is going to be really costly, and what we wanted to do is to have others market us. So we generated this partner program, for example, that enables digital marketing agencies to recommend us to their clients. And if we can get traffic and trials through those channels, then we are giving kickback commissions back to the agency. And what that has done is that the agencies are speaking about us quite a lot to their customers. And some of that we are seeing as like direct traffic coming from their website, but most people just go to Google and Google Lead Feeder and come to our website. So we've been seeing quite a big increase in organic traffic in those areas where we have most active partners.
Okay.
So that has been one thing. And then like search engine optimization definitely is a really important thing, how we can get affordably traffic from Google to our website. And what does that in practice mean is that it's generating good quality content on our blog and getting links from other websites to our website, and that way increase the domain authority.
All right.
So
Well, now you're talking my business here. Content marketing. We're talking about blogging. Have you been a proponent for using a blog to generate search-based traffic for a while now, and for your various companies?
yeah, we've been in Leadfeeder. We've been doing this now a year, like more actively. In my other companies, we haven't been doing that so much. I think the whole content marketing um, tactics they beca- became important in like last maybe 3 years,
Hmm.
and and my other businesses are concentrated in Finland, so it's not that important. But definitely at Leadfeeder, that's our most important way to do marketing.
Okay. And I see I'm on your home page, and I've scrolled partially down, and I see I see social proof, which is testimonials and client logos. So let's assume that that's a tactic that everybody wants and should have. But then I see the probably not so easy to achieve as seen on. These are big media brands. Yours says Forbes, Entrepreneur, Fox, Mashable, and Social Media Examiner, and I'm sure there's more. But those are definitely highly coveted websites. How did that happen? That sounds like a unpaid promotional plan.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a combination of unpaid and paid. We are using a PR agency to hook us with journalists from these medias, and that's how these have happened. So we haven't had the connections to this, so that's where the PR agency helped us the most. But then the content it's partly done by us and then partly done with the assistance of the PR agency.
Obviously, you're a proponent of knowing where your traffic comes from. Is appearing on websites like Mashable one of the better traffic generators?
It really depends on the article. So, for example, at in Social Media Examiner, there was a really great article about us that got shared like 2,000 times or something like that. So that really generated a lot of quality traffic for us, and lots of people signed up for Leadfeeder from that traffic. But it really depends. Now we've been getting really good traffic from enterpreneur.com, but from analytics, we can see only the fraction of the benefits. So we can see the direct traffic, but then we are also seeing that once there's a big PR piece, there's also an increase in organic traffic from Google. So people go to Google and Google us and come through that
Right.
channel.
Yeah, that's the idea. I mean, I certainly advise my clients to, play the guest blogging game, because when you put a website together, very few people are on it, whether you have a blog or not. Um, Speaking of
Yeah.
partnerships, which we spoke of a little bit, but we haven't spoke about video. I was reading just this morning, and I guess this is relatively new news. You've said the word Google many times now because your product works with it, right? Google Analytics. Sounds like you have a pretty exciting announcement about a partnership with Google.
Yeah. So our product is built on top of Google Analytics APIs, and we are a pretty heavy user of their API, and we have a really good relationship with their marketing team and their product team. And last month we were in their headquarters recording a video about how to generate leads using Google Analytics and Leadfeeder. So you can see that on Google Analytics YouTube channel. So it was pretty good place to be promoted by Google.
I
So
would think so. Is there more to come, or is that a one-off?
there's more to come. So we're also doing a cooperation with Mailchimp and Pipedrive and these other places. But of course, Google is the biggest of our cooperation partners. There is more to come also. So kind of like Google Analytics is a great tool for marketing people, but then like if salespeople want to know what's happening on the website, then Leadfeeder turns the Google Analytics information to be valuable for the sales guys. So that's
Yeah, more.
how we are like complementing each other.
Right. Yeah, and certainly as a marketing partner, that's quite a complimentary marketing partner. So congratulations on that. All right, so we've
Yeah.
talked quite a bit about partnerships, public relations, paid advertising, things that bring people to your website. This little formula is almost no duh. It's so obvious, but I've heard it from my friend Andy Crestadina, who says traffic times conversion equals results or outcomes. So we've only talked about traffic. Let's talk about conversion. How do you get people to do what you want them to do, and what is that thing that you want them to do when they're on Leadfeeder's website and your other company's websites?
Okay, so the first thing is the landing page. So like most of the people come to our front page. So we want to make sure that the message comes like fast at what we are doing. And there's also a video to explain what Leadfeeder is about. So that's the like most typical way how people come to our website. But then if there's some special channels, for example, Pipedrive's blog, they are linking to our blog post about how we integrate with them. So we have created these like source specific landing pages that kind of like tie together our message and the message of the site where the traffic comes from. So if you come from Salesforce's website, you land to our like Salesforce page, which explains what this is, and that has been really important in order to engage people further, because if you just push everybody to the front page, they are not gonna convert.
Right. All right. So I've read a lot about that. It's the source specific landing page. Great, great idea. Great tactic. What's next? What's offered to them when they land on a source specific landing page?
Well, we are first thing is to try to give them value. So we understand that they are the users of some other tool, or they just read some other article. So first we need to connect with that. So create some value and explain how we could help them with what they are trying to do. And then what we've seen that if we try too much to push people from the blog post to our sign up, that doesn't really work. So people come to, for example, if we write about best tools for social media marketing, people come to our website, but they are not necessarily yet ready to sign up for our tool. So what we try to have them to do is to go to our product page, look at some video, how we are doing, what are we doing, and we are tracking that as a conversion for that traffic that comes to the blog post. So it's kind of like I was telling you about like the importance of tracking, but you need to track the right things. So if you always track everything based on like how many sign up conversions you are having, that you might go wrong. So you need to have these micro conversions also set up in the analytics.
Are you also trying to capture their email address?
We decided not to do that actively. We have on the blog, we have a place where you can subscribe to our blog posts, but we've tried to encourage people to sign up to the tool, because it's so easy to try. You just need to connect your Google Analytics and that's it. No instance to the website.
So even though, so we're not really doing the lead magnet game, and I suppose in the B2B SaaS business, it's probably more important to get them to touch and feel the product. And you said there's no steep slope to get there with Leadfeeder, so they can do it quickly. So even though you're talking about soft selling or not coming on too strong when they get to a landing page that's specific to something they just read, you are indeed giving them a button to push if they want to try the product or see a demo, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we have these product video demos on the website. That's one thing. We also have a chat on the website, so people can engage through that. But really, we we've tried to make signing up for the actual product as easy as possible. No credit card needed. You have a 30-day free trial. It's 1 minute sign up process. So that's what we want them to do.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Marketers call that reducing friction.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is Pekka Koskinen coming to us from Helsinki, where he helps people in the sauna.
Yeah, it's so cold here, so you need to be in the sauna all the time.
And he helps grow startups, and he makes startups. And we talked a lot about Lead Feeder, his latest, which you'll want to check out. It's a cool tool. It was fun talking to you. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.